Steeler Nation, here's my unpopular, realistic opinion, right? The Pittsburgh Steelers are 99% sure, or I'm sure, 99.99% sure, the Steelers won't fire or trade Tomlin. G'day guys, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Just firstly guys, I had a bit of a power outage yesterday, so man, there was some things crazy. So I'm very thankful actually to even be on this platform right now with my laptop and all the kind of stuff going on, because we had some wild winds, we had some roofs blown over, we had some gates come out and trees come out, had a really weird, I don't know if it was like a mini cyclone or something like that. It was really crazy around here. Yesterday I was driving around, lightning, storm, thunder, really hot day yesterday in the hundreds, and we had a storm after. Everyone I know is pretty good. We had power out last night for about an hour, about 6-7 hours or so. Slept the night. We're all sweet. We're all cool. It's just like a bit of crazy thing going on. But today, guys, of course, look, I'm going to keep talking about it. This is the Mike Tomlin thing. It's going around the internet right now. That is fire Tomlin. Each and every single person can have their opinion on Mike Tomlin, and so can I, right? But I want to come at this at a different angle. Try and remove away my opinion as best I can, and just give you the flat out straight news, or the truth that I think is out there and what we see from the organization, all right? Because you got to ask yourself, not what your opinion is on Mike Tomlin. Do you think he should be fired? A lot of guys say, yes, fire him right now. Get rid of him. Start fresh. What do you think the Steelers would do? What would the Pittsburgh Steelers do? That's what we've got to kind of key on is. And that's why my title is The Unpopular Truth about Mike Tomlin being fired, or there's 99.99% chance that he won't get fired, or nor will he be traded. He has 4 games to go. The Steelers and any organization probably wouldn't fire the head coach with 4 games to go, with a chance to get into the playoffs. Yes, the 2 losses were really bad. Yes, the 2 losses were also a stat in NFL history. But if you looked at things and go, you're going to fire the head coach right now with a 7-6 record with a chance for the playoffs? Playoffs? Look, it's one game at a time. They're not going to fire the coach right now. So let's break it down by that. Will they fire the coach tomorrow? Not going to happen. The Rooneys aren't going to do it. There's, like I said, 99.99% chance. I think it won't happen. Then you got to think also, Mike Tomlin's contract is coming up next year, right? One more contract to go next year. So he has 1 year in 2024, and the Rooneys haven't reached an agreement to get an extension next year. So we don't know what's going to happen. They could extend him for 4 or 5 years. They could also, at the same time, both parties walk away, right? So taking away my bias side, that is, I like Mike Tomlin, and taking away the fire Tomlin, he sucks, he's terrible, get rid of him, he should have got rid of him 5 years ago. The Rooneys right now aren't looking like they're going to fire him, but at the same time, they're not looking like they're going to sign him either. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in the offseason if they do give him an extension. Now, I want to give a shout out to it's Steelers Now and Nick Farabaugh, who writes this article, and he says here, most in the Steelers organization believe in the team that will keep Mike Tomlin. So Nick Farabaugh is a writer there. I think he's somewhere here on YouTube as well. I'm going to bring up a few quotes from Nick Farabaugh, and I'll link in the article in the description if you want to read that stuff. And also, I've got a bit of a quote I want to read from Bryant McFadden and his take on this stuff too. Okay, so here's the first one from Nick Farabaugh. This is from this is from Rossini, right? From some people who are looking in the organization and thinking, you know what, it's not going to happen. All right, okay, let's have a look. It says here, it's hard to find anyone in the Steelers organization who would strongly believe that 51-year-old Mike Tomlin will get fired. Though the head coach, who has never had a losing season, has been losing lately. And yes, I agree, guys out there, it's bad. It's not very good. The last 2 games, they stunk. All right, he's been losing lately and losing the teams in front of their home. Home crowd is always explained to me by people who know the operation, caution and patience. And we do need that. We overreact so much. We lose by 4 points and we get mad. We win games, we get mad. We lose 2 games in a row against really bad teams. Yeah, we get mad. But that's just the nature of the beast. Right? I want to bring up another thing here too. It says Rossini reports largely echo the same sentiments that NFL Network's Tom Pelissero had on Friday when joining the Rich Eisen show By the way, go and join that. If you go and watch that, Rich Eisen, he talks about Mike Tomlin a lot. Even if you're not a Mike Tomlin fan, go and watch it. Get a different perspective. There's two sides to the coin. A lot of fired Tomlin guys out there going, rah, rah, rah. But there's the other side too saying, you know what, man? He's not that bad. And maybe he can turn it around. There's two sides to the coin. Alrighty. On Rich Eisen show, he says that he would be shocked if the team traded or fired Tomlin after the season, despite the results becoming increasingly diminished with each passing season. I agree with that. It hasn't been the best right now. It hasn't been the best since like 2017, where the last playoff victory was versus the Chiefs and Chris Boswell. Okay, it hasn't been the best. At the same time, it's really hard to win playoff games. It's really hard to win NFL games, and it's really hard to win Super Bowls. But I understand that from 2017 until now, we haven't won a playoff game. I get that. I've heard everything under the sun. That is, it was Bill Cowher's team, that it was playoff losses, all those kind of things. I understand that. But what he's saying here is it would be hard, he'd be shocked to say the team traded or fired him after, despite the results. And that's true. I don't think the Rooneys would do that. Right now, like I said, a 99.99% chance they won't. They won't fire Tomlin. So 0.001 chance they will. Let's move on. Rightio. So we have here, put it this way, Rich, I would be shocked if the Steelers fired Mike Tomlin. Pelissero said on the Eisen show, I would be certainly surprised if they would even consider a trade for Mike Tomlin. So would I. The notion out there now is that the Steelers fans are wanting to trade away Mike Tomlin because they want to get back value and all this kind of stuff, which is kind of funny to me too, because if you don't like the guy, you think he's an awful coach, then why do you think you're going, if you don't like the coach and you think he's awful, then why do you think you get trade value back? It's like me saying Mitch Trubisky stinks. I can't stand him. I think he's an awful quarterback. You know what? Give me a first rounder or two first rounders. Some fans want to fire Mike Tomlin tomorrow. Other fans want to trade him away and get value back for a pick. But if you don't like him or you don't think he's valuable to the team, what makes you think you're going to get back value? Now, me personally, if they did trade away Mike Tomlin, which they won't, if they did trade away Mike Tomlin, then yeah, you probably get back some value from the Washington Commanders, Panthers, or someone like that, right? Last one. We have here, this is from the Rooneys during training camp. So we've done the contract at different points and people seem to read more into that is warranted. I agree with that point too from the Rooneys. Rooney said, Steeler Nation on Steeler Nation Radio at camp, the contract will get done when it needs to get done. As Omar said, I expect Mike to be here a lot longer than the existing contract. We'll get it done when the time comes. So that could possibly be next year in the offseason, maybe for one more contract. They're saying, well, you know what? We'll get it done when it gets done. There's this year to go, 4 more games, and there's 1 more year on his contract now. Now, I know a lot of Steeler fans want to say, that's it, done and dusted, see you later. For this point, if the Rooneys say, you know what, our last year is next year, Mike Tomlin walks away in 1 more year, and they start fresh with a new coach in 2025, I'm okay with that. I trust what the organization does. I follow and support what the team does overall. If Mike Tomlin left in 2024 and said, see you, mate, that's it, no more, I'd be like, cool, that's awesome. See you, Mike. Thank you. Shake your hand. I will see you in the Hall of Fame in 5 years' time. There was one more thing I want to bring up. I cannot find the audio, by the way, too. I tried to find the audio. I tried to pin it there. I tried to get the video and stuff like that, but I can't show the video. So I'll just try and read the quote. Bryant McFadden was on a show, I believe, Bryant McFadden was on a show with Zach Gelb from the CBS Sports Radio show. Now, I will link that as well. I will link that YouTube show there. It's a really good interview. It goes for about 20 minutes talking about the Steelers, and Bryant McFadden's really cool too. So he says here in one quote, he says, he's asked about should they entertain an idea about trading for Tomlin or firing Tomlin. And now he says here, this is the quote, Bryant McFadden, to be clear, he says, no, because who are you bringing in? Now, the thing about Steelers fans is just like Patriot fans, they are extremely spoiled. He said, extremely spoiled. So for the first time, things looking to be a bit rocky or not going as planned, they've been saying Mike Tomlin this, Mike Tomlin that, which is, I agree with 100%. We are spoiled. Look, oh, Mike, whatever. No, we're spoiled, dude. The way I see it, we are very lucky, and I'm very appreciative of this team. The fact that we've had 2 Super Bowls, been to 3 in 20 years, is pretty good. Now, do you want more? Of course, you always want more, but we are spoiled. This team with Mike Tomlin always had the chance to go to the playoff. Yes, we haven't won a game in 4 games tries or whatever that may be, but there are some teams out there. I've said it before. There are 12 teams who have never won a Super Bowl, and there are also 4 teams who have never been. So I agree with Bryant McFadden saying hopefully in the offseason I can reach out to Brian again and try and get him on the show. He says no because who are you bringing in? That's a good point. And Steelers fans, just like Patriots fans, we're extremely spoiled. Extremely spoiled. So the first things look a bit rough or a bit rocky, not going as planned. They're saying Mike Tomlin this, Mike Tomlin that. And that's just the way we are. The way we react to Steelers fans is just everything blows up. The world's over. Mike Tomlin's a loser. He sucks. He's terrible. Fire this guy, fire that guy. At the first point of rocky times or, oh my goodness, we aren't the best team right now. How do we figure it out? I understand some fans out there in Steeler Nation are like, you know what, man? I've been done with him since day dot. And I respect your opinion. You can have your opinion all you want to. The only reason I'm really trying to make this video and put everything together in a nutshell is because I believe the Rooneys won't fire Tomlin. Like I said, or trade him. It'll be like a 99.9% chance they won't do it. Then why do I sit in that idea about talking about they should fire him anyway? Now, some may argue that I could have wasted 12 minutes of everyone's time talking about what's the point in saying all this kind of stuff. You could be right. You could be wrong. I don't know. All I wanted to try and get up in this idea was talk about the guys in the organization believe that they won't move on from him. The Rooneys have talked about that will get things done in terms of a contract when it needs to get done. And I expect Mike to be here a lot longer than the existing contract will get done when the time comes. And also from Bryant McFadden, the guy who used to play for Mike Tomlin, saying that Steelers fans can be extremely spoiled. And I've backed that up. With the 2 Super Bowls I've seen in my lifetime, there are fans out there, the Bengals, that have never won a Super Bowl, right? 0-3. There are guys out there that are my age, 35 years of age, and they've never seen success. Steelers have success. And yes, we need to get back to that. But this is also in a team coming out of the Steelers having had Big Ben as a Hall of Fame quarterback anymore. Numerous injuries along the line. TJ Watt went out that game pretty early and he had to come back in. Now he's concussed. He's going through those protocols. Alex Highsmith went out too. Minka Fitzpatrick had a club on his hand, right? He was a bit different out there, okay? The things happen in football. You can't pinpoint everything to one idea being Mike Tomlin is the worst coach because we didn't win that game. The New England Patriots showed up yesterday or the day before. They showed up. They played good football. They got Bailey Zappi on fire running out there and took advantage of our secondary. So when these things happen and we lose, I kind of move on from it as best I can, and we try and focus on the Colts. Also, we didn't have Kenny Pickett. I believe if we have Kenny Pickett in that game, then we're going to win that game. And I just don't believe too much in Trubisky, right? Do you throw in Mason Rudolph? You'd think so. Now, that's a curious case. That's for a whole nother video. I won't discuss that here. I don't know why they're not playing Rudolph. And sometimes in the Mike Tomlin coaching era, I've been very frustrated at why they won't play certain players or why they won't use certain personnel or schemes or plays, right? And the 4th and 2, that was a Mike Tomlin call. Run the ball. Why are you being so tricky to try and get 30 yards when you're trying to get 2? So I haven't got black and gold glasses all the time, but I come back to my original point, and I'll end the video here with my original point. The Rooneys just won't fire Mike Tomlin or trade away Mike Tomlin, right? That's it. The unpopular opinion or truth about it, the realistic truth about it is we all know is that the Rooneys won't fire Mike Tomlin. People call me a homer for living in fantasy land and I support the team this, and this. To a certain extent, the people who are saying fire Tomlin, fire this, you're living in a bit of fantasy land yourself because you have to be realistic. The realistic thing is the Rooneys most likely 99% won't fire Tomlin. So why carry on about it? You accept it. You accept that Coach Tomlin is your coach for the next 4 games. You accept that Coach Tomlin could be your coach for next year. And if it really angers you that much, if it angers you that much where it hurts you so much in pain and you're in anger, then don't watch. Don't watch football. Maybe take a year off, take a few games off, come back in the draft or come back when the Steelers have a new coach. If this coach angers you that much where you physically feel sick watching football, maybe take a lap, right? Have some time off. For me, I'm down. I'm down for the next 4 games. I'm down for the next year. I'm down for each and every single game. And if we lose 4 in a row, so be it. Life goes on, man. Football's football. I love to have this channel. I love to talk Steelers. I love to do this stuff. But life goes on. You go and have drinks with your friends. You go and do whatever. But it's not that big of a deal to sit there all the time and be so angry and mad and something that we cannot control. We cannot control the idea around the Rooney's firing Tomlin or trading him or giving him a 5-year extension. We can't control that. The best that we can do as we cheer and support our team is wave our terrible towel, have a beverage, eat some pizza, and watch our team either win or lose. The only thing we really can control is our emotions. That's it. And we are so emotional about this game. I know I am. Watch my live chats. Watch my my live watch parties. I'm hugely emotional to this game. Anyways, guys, that's kind of my wrap up on this stuff. I know everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about Mike Tomlin and he needs to be fired, this and this. But dead set, the unpopular truth or realistic truth and opinion is the Rooneys are 99.99%. They will not fire Tomlin, which means they are 0.001% chance they will fire Tomlin. So you're telling me that there's a chance. There could be a chance they fire Tomlin. I could be completely wrong. But I don't think it's going to happen this year. To me, it won't happen in the next 4 games. And to me, it won't happen next year when Kenny Pickett comes back after injury with hopefully a new offensive line and a brand new season. But we still have 4 games to go. I don't believe the Rooneys are going to fire Mike Tomlin. And that's why I kind of don't do the fire Mike Tomlin videos. And also because I support the guy.